Oh, hello everyone. It's been a while because we were on vacation-ish, sort of. Vacation. We can call it a vacation. But we're back, baby, and it's time for another roll for drama. Last month, or not last month, but in July when we did it. No, August. No, it was July. Yeah, it was July.
Was it really?
Wow. It was because I was gone all of August, so we didn't have. Anyway.
That's true.
And then September, I was whatever. Mm-hmm. But and we created the most incredible time travel gay drama starting my first. Hey, we could be. Listen, Sarah, we could be also your first love. Who knows? We don't know. Like,
well, very K-drama of us.
welcome to your first live, Sarah. Welcome. This is a good one to come to. This one's very interactive and very fun. Mm-hmm. We created the greatest time travel gay romance that's ever existed about ecological disasters. It was great. It was fantastic. Two people you'd never thought to think smooching. We were like, they should smooch, and everyone agreed. But okay.
We should, introduce what this is, because I think a lot of people...
Okay, so roll for drama. We basically riffed, we're not going to call it stole the concept. We lovingly obtained the concept from a TikToker named Adventures in Arcadia, who every day puts out a TikTok called Roll for Sandwich, where he rolls dice and creates just absolute sandwich abominations and eats them, and then gives them a rating of how good these sandwiches are. And so we were like, this is a really fun idea. We should do this, except we should do it with our Create a K-drama that we occasionally do, and have like a really fun live stream where we make K-dramas, but based on what the dice tell us to do. Mm-hmm. Now, in the past, I had a set of dice, and I was maybe lovingly accused of gaying up those dice because every single roll...
They seemed weighted.
They weighted towards gay.
But I mean, that's not a bad thing.
It's not terrible. So I have put the purple dice aside, and today we have some beautiful green and blue dice that we will be using. So we're trying out new dice. We're gonna see if it's just like being in proximity of my house, or is it just like
you've done it, and it's just like
like we all love the purple dice, but sometimes we got to give us a little bit more difficulty, because as soon as the dice say make it gay, we're like, we got it. Perfect.
Some variety.
Right.
Listen, whatever.
Right. I guess straight people exist too.
Yeah, I guess they're out there. So, and I guess they get at least one drama.
Yeah,
whatever.
We'll give them something. So we don't know what we're gonna get this time, but let's see some of our options here. Let's pull this up here. No, wrong one. Woo, okay. All right. So here are our possible settings. We have 12 possible settings that we could use, which are office, school, which they're all here. You can see. Lovely. Next, we've got the possible genres. As you can see, the 19 and 20, those are the exciting ones. So you roll two different genres. We got to make, because it ain't always just one genre. That ain't how it works in K-dramas. We've all been here long enough to know. Mm-hmm. All right, so then we have our list of main actresses. These get updated every time we do one. As soon as we take one actress out, it gets replaced with another one, and it's the same for the main actors. Okay, so and then we choose it at the end. Oh, don't worry. Sarah, even if it's not a GL, I assure you it'll be a GL, okay? Don't you worry.
Yeah. You don't just strictly go for the BL.
Yes, we have multiple tropes to choose from. We have multiple cliches to choose from. And then occasionally, when things are going a little too well, we have plot twists. So that we have to work this into it. So that's basically what we're going to do. But we start always with our setting, because
I gotta start somewhere.
We gotta start somewhere. So let's just do my dice tower. So that was 12, right? 12. Okay. All right.
It's so pretty.
They are pretty.
11. All right, let's see what we're doing today. Ooh, it's another sci-fi mystic. Okay, it's either going to be like fantasy, sci-fi, mystical. Very exciting.
Okay.
All right. Okay. That's really exciting. Now, let's see. This is the real make or break. All right? So we got to roll twice for genre. Okay? That's a D20. Okay. All right, 18, 19, 20, 19, 20. Oh, that was on its edge. Sorry, I'll roll again. 13 and 2. Oh, 13 out. So it looks like it's going to be straight this week. Let's see what we're doing.
Oh, no.
So 2 men. This is interesting. A medical revenge fantasy sci-fi drama.
Okay.
I
mean,
this is interesting. This will be a bit trickier for us, I think.
yeah.
We've had it a little too easy. All right, so who's going to be our main actress? Let us find out. 18. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right. And then let's see who our main actor is. So you and I.
We definitely do love revenge.
19. They saved the 18 and 19 for when we. Okay. You know what? These dice are onto our game. And 19. Park Young Sick. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
Okay. So let's chat about this. This is interesting.
Okay. I'm kind of I'm
You know what?
into this pairing.
I don't hate this
I
pairing
really don't hate
at
it.
all. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit of like a
little
Noonas
Noonas thing happening
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
We do love. Okay, so the first question, of course, who is going to be the medical professional in this fantastical setting? Is
I
it
want it
him?
to be you and I. Like I because she always plays the ditzy and it'd be fun to see her be medical. You know. But I don't know. Sky, you muted.
Sky.
Park Hyung-sik is the one from Strong Woman Do Bong Soon.
yes.
Yeah.
And Happiness.
Yeah.
I was trying to help.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm working on it. I'm frantically photoshopping over here in the corner.
You have some visual representation.
I'm frantically.
But him
moving.
and Happiness. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
There is a reason why Happiness is like my favorite drama of all time now. It overtook Circle. Well, it wasn't just him. It was just like a really good drama. So.
Oh, that's true.
Become a pediatrician. Yeah.
Oh. That means that we get to. Are we bringing another single dad? Like we do love our single dads here.
Love a single dad trope.
We do love a good single dad, but we have to keep in mind that this is in like fantasy setting, fantasy sci-fi.
But we could do a lot of different things with that. Like reincarnation could be
Easy.
fantasy. Yeah, like an
True.
easy.
Yeah.
True.
Or something happens, like he's a single dad and he brings his kid to the hospital where she's a doctor or whatever. And then there you go. And then something happens while they're at the hospital. Like something fantastical.
Something like the School Nurse Files or something where there's like, it's a hospital
happenings
or something.
Yeah, or like
there's stuff that goes on.
A weird time slip or something, like they enter into a different time or like some
We
weird,
like our time slips, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We do. We can only do so many before people are onto our game here.
It was so fun though.
Now, So, okay, it's a revenge medical fantasy sci-fi drama. Okay. Listen, you know what? Triage is a good one. Actually, Sky, you should watch Triage. I think you'd really like it actually. It is a twist.
Okay.
Anyway, but okay, so it's a medical revenge drama.
Mhm.
So we have to sort of figure out who's getting
What's the-
revenge on who
Yeah.
and why.
What's the revenge? I mean, it feels like a medical malpractice thing. Feels like an obvious choice there.
Unless the
That's
medical,
important.
like if we're going in like a fantasy route, okay, one of them, instead of it being like an actual doctor, it could be like, you know, like a shamanistic healer or something. We could take this in a whole new direction.
Well,
Because like that's technically medical.
I wish I could remember what drama I was watching a couple months back, but like one of the characters, it was a dude, and he was like an Asian medicine doctor.
Like
So,
a,
like,
yeah,
he
like
had-
a naturopath, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the main romantic interests of whatever it was. I don't remember, but
Yeah, if we go sci-fi, it is a lot easier to like work in a medical.
A medical thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was thinking kind of
That's
like
true.
you could do something kind of like how like Signal creates
that's
the
true.
like there might be like a revenge that happens, but then it sparks like time, like a weirdness in time, because it's like Signal is like time travel, but
Yeah,
not
time-
like you're like
Not
so
Yeah.
time travel, but not time travel.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like they keep on going back; they're just talking to people in the past.
I mean, if we were going for the single dad trope, it could be a revenge for like what happened to the mom, where she like, did
Yeah.
she?
That's true.
You know, was there like a medical malpractice involved with the birth of their child or something, which is, you know, not uncommon, sadly.
And it's like not
You
uncommon for
know.
like something really like major to happen to cause the supernatural to happen. So like
Mm.
you know, like someone coming in like with a bomb to the hospital could create something like huge like that like there's supernatural involved, like a big
Yeah.
event like that. It doesn't have to be a bomb, but you know, like something like
Mhm.
that usually like leads to something to
It
happen.
leads to the fractury stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I sort of like there was a drama I watched where you find out that like one of the guys was a doctor, and he had to like choose like during a triage situation, like choose who to save, and then found out that he had like let his own father die because he was a burn victim and didn't realize that was him. So like it could have been something similar to that, where like you know the revenge is because he's upset that like someone was like you know someone in triage wasn't saved or something, like
Yeah, it could be
so
something
not even
where,
like a malicious thing, but
Mm.
someone like it could be like the single dad, the kid is on the transport or you know,
transplant.
like plant. I kept
Mm.
on like saying
Yeah.
port over and over and I couldn't get there.
you're like,
But,
no,
like
wait,
transplant list, and he's been passed up a bunch of times, and now he's kind of that's like sparked his revenge because he thinks that like
Mm.
everybody's doing it to him potentially.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or stone.
If we're going more of a fantasy as versus sci-fi situation, so like interesting. There's like so many routes to take. Like this is such an interesting combination
I
of
know.
like
So what's the next dice thing?
Yeah,
Should we
maybe
go
that
ahead and
would-
get
yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of those?
Could that like help us kind of try to
Spark
narrow it
something.
down?
oops. Okay, one second. Whoa. Okay, get out of here.
Yeah.
The next one would be
Yeah.
tropes. All right.
Okay.
So we gotta
Maybe we
roll,
do tropes. Yeah.
Yes, we gotta roll 3 times. So we gotta find out what tropes we gotta, and I think knowing what tropes we gotta put in it will help us narrow down if it's fantasy
Yeah.
or sci-fi.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we got 19, 1, and 7. Okay, 19, 1, and 7. So 1, they're fated lovers, 19, cohabitation, and 7, enemies to lovers. Okay,
Okay.
fated lovers and enemies to lovers, easy. All right.
And
That-
it works easy with the revenge.
Can I see that
Yeah.
again,
Oh,
Natalia?
Yeah, right. Yes. Oh, Jesus. Everything went wrong for me here. Okay, so fated lovers, enemies to lovers, and then cohabitation. I do love a good cohabitation.
So, like, the cohabitation could be something happens in the hospital and then they're stuck in the hospital together.
Yeah.
Too.
That's true.
Okay, I'm done with it now. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. So, like, enemies to lovers and fated lovers go real, hand in hand. Sure. That's like, you know what, Nez? I don't have a hard time seeing them romantically involved.
I don't either.
You know what? I'm pretty happy with this situation. Oh, that's not. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Like, if this baby or this kid that he has needs like round the clock care or something.
Oh yeah,
that's a sneaky way of doing it.
Yeah, honestly, if your kid's really sick and you're in the hospital for months or a year, like, I mean, you're living in the hospital. Like, that is where you are.
That's true.
But it's not. But then you don't get like the domestic aspect quite as much because you don't have like making breakfast or whatever.
It's true. It's less chance of those romantic like, oh no, like you turn the corner too quick and like.
Well, you can still do a lot of that because you just have so much time in a shared space. But as far as like, rules of cohabitation and you made a mess, and just all the like. That's a little different when you're in the hospital.
Like, cohabitation for me is like one step below contract marriage, so I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, like it's kind of the domesticity of it all. Like, as far as even if you're grumpy to each other, I'm still gonna make you. Here's your lunch. Like that type of thing.
Usually you get it with the two characters who like, I never want to get married again, or I never, and then, or I never want to have that, and then. The being together, it's like, oh yeah, it is nice to have like somebody around sometimes. It's nice to get breakfast in the morning or whatever.
Oh, that's actually a really clever way of doing it too.
Oh yeah.
He could be a country boy.
He could be a country boy.
Guys, we love a good country boy.
Yeah, we could like also just like maybe he's always at the hospital because of his kid. Something happens to him where he is the one who gets injured. And so she's kind of has to take care of him. And also by default, the kid, because he's a single dad, he doesn't have anybody else. And whatever happened to him is the cause, like, now he needs to get revenge. Potentially.
Okay.
If it, again, sort of going back to the idea of like a medical malpractice or something, especially if she's the doctor, she may suffer from some, misogyny in the workplace situations. What if there's like he was in an accident or something, the surgery didn't go the way that it should have, and she like works with him for the revenge because like
what?
It's like, we have to take down this like corrupt medical board or whatever.
My brain just fired up and it did something where we could solve something that annoys us every single time it happens. What if he was disabled and stays disabled till the end? Okay, my brain had this idea. Feel free to tell me, Natalia, get out of here. What if the wife isn't dead? Okay. What if he was a single father? Bless you, Sky. Because he was like a teen father and the mother was from a rich family who like made her abandon the kid. And so he's always been very bitter that like this, and the family then tried to like keep him from, ruining her life.
You mean the rich family that owns the hospital?
Maybe. Okay. And then he's in an accident, which makes him disabled.
Okay.
And
I've got a good thing with that.
Okay, go. It's coming to me.
Okay. They own the hospital. One of the main doctors is that ex-mother of his child.
Ex-girlfriend, yes.
Brother, and he's dating you and all, and that's like the catalyst of the enemies to lovers.
This is okay. Guys, we're doing it. I'm feeling the synergy, okay? Thank God this writing strike is over. You want us.
What if the accident was caused by the family, because now they decided they want the grandkid back. Right?
Yes.
Like they want a child.
And he refuses, and he'd be like, no, you, like, this is my child.
And he was worthless from a poor family to begin with, all that.
And like, and the kid's got to be at least like 10, 11 years old.
Yeah, like, but this is also great because you could get like a older kid, child actor, and they can have more lines in the show. It's like it works out. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, we're doing it.
So what's the next role? Is that when it starts being kind of what's the next role thing?
The next role thing is. Oops, sorry. I got too many things for me to click. Next role is just cliches that we gotta include. Those are
okay.
But
so what's our fantasy supernatural element?
Oh yeah, we gotta figure.
We need to like tie that back in.
Well, if they're fated lovers, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be like either like a reincarnation thing that gets fitted in here, or
aren't only the two options for fated lovers either reincarnation or sadly childhood acquaintances?
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of what K-drama presents to us, that's usually true. It. But like they could be just fated. Like we could do something where like they're fated because I'm just like a scenario. Something happens, and she takes. Like maybe he's getting attacked by the rich family. She takes whatever it is, and then it brings back it does a time thing, and that's why they're fated. Is because she's always going to save him or whatever. You know, it could be something like that.
Or if we want to like fit it into the medical stuff, it could be something as simple as like his kid has a really rare blood type that they can't find, and looks like she's the closest match, and that's sort of like
could
a
also just
situation.
be psychic or something, and then too.
You know what? That's also the easiest way to pull it in. Or his family. He's from like
we love angst here, or at least I do.
We do.
I mean, like it could be like a childhood thing where like she got to go to medical school because his family, you know, his dad saved her life once or something as a child, or you know, like
that would
they didn't have to meet, but like,
or he was supposed to go to medical school but had to give up his place because he was now a single dad, and she was the one who got to go in his stead. Like she was the next.
We could also make it super easy. Like the fated is that like you keep seeing like maybe like there's scenes or episodes where they like show his life kind of like that pre-kid, and she's always like there at the same places. They just never like meet.
Oh, I love when
they
they
never connect.
They're like at a restaurant, and you see her at another table, but like he's not interacting with her at all, or you just keep on seeing them in the same spot together, but they at that time they've never like talked to each other. So now we're like in the future or the present, and now they're like seeing each other.
Oh, I like that.
And you could have like a scene where they start to talk about like some of the things, like maybe like it's them going to like specific things and be like, oh, you were there because I was there too, like for another reason.
Yeah, exactly, Sarah. It's a missed encounter.
But maybe like based on whatever their personalities are and stuff, like let's say that one of them is really, or maybe both of them are really kind, maybe in different ways depending on the personality of the character, but because they are often in similar places and kind of have similar circles despite having all these misconnections, oftentimes if you're doing that, like, okay, you're regular at the coffee shop, you become friends with you might do nice things for kind of all of your circle of people, but it's not like you know each other yet, if that makes sense. So it even kind of, they end up like even like helping the same cat or whatever, you know, just like, it's because you keep being in the same areas.
Yeah. And they could like, you know, just have like changed their lifestyle so drastically in that time. They do have like a difference in their appearance. So it's not going to trigger them immediately going, oh, I know you because you're this person who was part of the you know, local families in town.
I like it. I think Should we roll to find out who the brother and sister that are their?
I think we might just do
Menasai
something like that. Yeah.
All right, let's get rid of you. All right, gotta go back. All right, so boop boop boop. All right, so let us find out who is going to be the baby mama. 3. Could it be married to his wife because he thought she was one of the past? Oh, maybe. 3. Oh, Susie.
Oh.
Okay. All right. You know what? I don't.
We're really leaning into the kdrama that will never happen.
God.
Lead.
Guys, every time we do this, we end up with just the absolute, like,
wow,
just flawless situations that we end up with.
Okay.
All right, let's see who Susie's brother's gonna be.
Oh my gosh.
2.
I love not knowing who it.
Lee Johnson. Say less.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
This is a packed drama.
This. Ooh.
Wow.
Goodness. Okay. Chat amongst this yourselves while I quickly whip something up.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow. The kid will be stunning. Yes.
Yeah.
Should we cast the kid?
Oh yeah, we don't have a kid thing, but you.
Oh yes, like so.
Right.
Like,
Should we cat we can pick one?
Let's think about like who it should be. So like an obvious like cute, but he might not be old enough. Is the kid from Hospital Playlist? You know the one guy's son because he's so adorable. He's also in Moving. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. You heard nothing.
You heard nothing. You heard nothing.
Nothing.
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working
She
on
can
it.
have a cameo.
Okay.
Yeah, she can just like show up on like episode 14.
Like it could be.
Let's
Oh, let me think.
My
I'm trying to think of like other kids. I feel like we a lot of the times because it's very easy to just pick the same kids because they're just.
I know it's
so
mostly
good.
because I don't like if the kid is memorable. That's why I'm gonna like look into it. It's not like
right.
Yeah.
You don't remember the ones that were like
okay.
the kid in When the Camellia Blooms is also. Well, like
Yeah.
we could also make it.
I mean,
What like age? We could. How far up could we
If he
go
was
on age?
I mean, the kid could be a teenager if we're talking.
Yeah, that's what like
teenage
maybe like
parents,
a.
right? Like
So we could get one of those.
one of them
let's see.
young teen.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
Here we go,
Let's see.
everyone. I've updated this for us.
It's gonna
There
be
we
good.
go. All right.
God. Look at that.
Can you scoot it down a wee bit
Yeah, 1 second.
so we're not covering people's names?
It'll take
They're
me a
like
second.
patting their head.
Oh, okay. If you wanted to cover your name, go for it.
We also just decided that the kid was male, but it could be female too. Like
True.
True that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if we're going with this story of the rich family that wants their, grandchild, usually they only want boys for, misogyny.
That's
reasons.
true.
So you're saying the Last Empress kid?
yeah, let me.
There we go.
Ooh.
Sorry, Amanda, you still got a little covered, but that's Amanda, everyone. That's Amanda, everyone. Don't forget.
Man, I forgot it was 52 episodes. Wow.
All right.
Oh my God, what happened to the page where we decide how long it is?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like
that's
usually the
true.
first thing.
Oh
That would have
no.
helped us a little with the
shit.
narrowing
Okay.
down too, right?
Yeah, all right, 1 second. Whoops. We forgot a thing. All right, we're just gonna very quickly roll a d6. I was like, wait a second, we're missing something here. All right.
Because that kind of sets the tone too.
Yeah, three.
Yeah.
True. 3.
Web
Three.
drama.
It's, oh god. Okay,
What's going on, and it's just gonna be.
All
There's
right.
There's literally no way.
There's
no way.
absolutely no way this would ever be. Okay.
Unless it was a drama special. Like that.
You know,
That's the only freaking way.
some kind of.
All right, so we've moved this to being like a movie drama special type thing, all right?
Yes.
Because that's the only way this works. All right, we got to really contain
my
down our
gosh.
ideas now.
Yeah.
Really,
Wow.
we
We
got
shot
to
for
really
the stars.
tighten this.
Ours was like back down.
We got to really tighten this
Avoid
shit up.
this stuff.
Because it's now a KBS drama special.
It's gonna
baby.
have to be multiple seasons.
55
Like,
minute episodes.
50. And then at the end, we
Just
figure out it's just
a whole
for, like,
year of web drama.
It's just for like a mall. It's a whole
Okay.
product.
All right.
A hospital in a mall. There you go.
Like it's a lot of
It's like
Lottie Hospital.
and that's how we got everybody.
Guys, it could be for like the wheelchair
Lincoln's
company.
Revenge.
Like in its wheelchair. They decided to really branch out. You know what though? This would actually like
It is
Urgent
very
care
clear.
and quick revenge.
our
You guys are
title.
cracking me.
you know what? Urgent care would be the greatest title for this.
We gotta move it.
Well, and honestly,
No,
you need
no
pediatricians
filler.
in urgent care when you're what, and not be but like she can be an urgent care doctor easy enough.
Maybe
Like
a
it could
pretend
listen,
hospital.
it could be like we could figure out a way this could be a web drama. Like if it was for like a government program to try to get people to vaccinate their kids or something. Like that could be like
or organ donation.
Or like learn CPR, or
something.
Whatever.
Like
It's all the medical stuff.
Yeah.
All the
It could be event angle.
it could be like a PSA for first aid, like the importance, like the revenge could have been canine quick care. This is terrible.
But you know what? That would no. But that would be the title of a web drama.
absolutely
Straight.
it would. Yes.
And then
It
like
would-
it's sponsored by Purina or
Yeah. But you
what's that like the
You know what, though?
Churro or whatever.
that would be the title of like a Thai web drama, because then you could make the names of the characters
Yeah.
like Canine and Kitty because of like the
Yeah.
Thai naming
Yeah.
nickname
Uh-huh,
conventions.
It's true.
Oh my god, this
Oh
is
my
this
gosh.
is definitely altered.
Sponsored by Pet Food. Is it Chewy or whatever the squeezable cat thing? Yeah.
So we've got to
You
like
know,
really
I usually
rein in-
don't think of revenge within web dramas.
Within web
I'm gonna be
dramas, but-
straight up.
This could be a revolutionary web drama. Like, this could truly change the game for web dramas everywhere. Yeah, cameo from the Zero Base One Boys. Yeah, pretty much.
We always put in a cameo.
We
behind
always
those,
we
so
do
there
idol
we go.
cameos.
Just
We
like-
do put in an idol cameo. All right. Okay,
Oh my
web
gosh.
drama. Okay, let's pause. We have so many good ideas. We've now decided we got to rein it in. So
Google,
needs to
what
be
is the longest web drama?
So it needs to be a web drama that's
It's a
sci-fi,
revolutionary.
the sci-fi or fantasy, is medical and deals with revenge, and has fated lovers, cohabitation, and
Enemies
oh my
to
god,
lovers.
enemies to lovers.
How do we stretch that web drama? Like, could we potentially say that even though now it's not classified, but like if it's a show that's on TVing, which is the OTT part of TVN, that's on the web, so it's a web drama.
I feel like we're quibbling here. We're really desperate. We're really desperate to push the bounds.
It's because also these actors and actresses would not be.
Well,
in
yeah, but we also put,
it would
like,
have to be some crazy web drama to
also,
get them in
like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's also because you don't have a lot of time to.
I could kind of see it if it was something that was, like you said, like the government trying to do PSAs for some sort of medical thing.
Program.
Like I could see them all being involved.
Yeah, because they're like ambassadors.
Because they want to be, as ambassadors, as trying to, when it's looked at that way.
Yeah.
And they're like, but we promise we're gonna give you we're gonna give you a plot, we're gonna give you meat.
We laugh at this. This is literally what writers have to do.
I know.
That's literally they'll be given all these things that they have to accomplish, and they're like, here, it's going to only be 35 minutes total.
And you have 5-minute episodes.
And then it will be but make it mystical. They'll be like, okay.
You know what? That's true. Yeah. There was 7 first kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did have such a wild cast to it.
Yeah, the only way is because this is a major sponsor. It has to be Monty World or somewhere Naver or Rakuten or something in that
Samsung
or level.
I sort of like the idea that it's a government PSA though. There's something fun about that is just I can see a writer's room sitting there okay, we got to come up with something to really
and especially not even the cultural historical side of it. It would have to be just health governmental PSAs.
Yeah. Maybe it's maybe the angle of that is that it's the drama shows a lot of what you're supposed to do. If you get hurt, so you'll see the characters do the steps of what happens when you check into the hospital or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe and even show first aid on screen.
The kid,
so then
and then the kid shows a lot of that too, what a kid should do and grab an adult or whatever.
Now. Aline, are you talking about? So in Canada, we had these PSAs. They were traumatizing from the war ants, where it was a robot, and he would it was an animated thing where this robot would go through all these dangerous situations, and it ends with the robot getting its arm cut off, through this sci-fi things, and then the robot then turns and goes, "I'm a robot, so I can put my arm back on, but you can't, so stay safe." It's this message brought to you by the war ants, and you're just
it was
wow.
They were listen. Canadian PSAs are fucking traumatizing.
That's crazy.
I could see if it was something okay, since we want, and I don't think we're gonna lose this thread. We want Park Hyun-suk's character to be disabled and stay disabled throughout the whole thing.
We can't change it now.
No,
we would be like those other writers. We're not those other writers.
We're establishing this.
It's established.
So what if it was a governmental agency that was highlighting issues that disabled people face in society?
Oh,
and
okay.
So
yes, I love this angle better.
So a lot of the things could be about how hard it is to navigate when you have a disability.
So you got it covered for disabled folks, for single parents, and then just the hospital setting with all the what to do in certain types of situations.
Yep. And I mean, and you can add in some of that stuff to do with the kid too, how you have a struggle in you can add the school settings and stuff, right? How does the parent come to the parent teacher meetings if
there's no ramps?
Ramps and stuff, right?
And then then you can also put in some plots where it's some asshole kids who are mean because your dad's in a wheelchair because that's a classic. And this actually feels like a web drama PSA that would exist. That would be a thing.
And you could definitely see the behind the scenes stuff. You could see all of these actors being I had a friend who, or whatever, I wanted to get involved because this is an important, thing.
So imagine that within his parenting groups, and he probably goes into a a disabled. He might have a disabled support group of some sort, and he hears everybody's struggles and stories, and he takes revenge for his fellow disabled people.
Yes.
A taxi driver.
So Taxi Driver.
Thing.
But
that's fun.
Little, yeah, because I mean that, there was that web series Bite Sisters, and it wasn't exactly that, but like it had these little, little episodes, but it had little sort of stories that happened, and she would take care of people, and she would like sort stuff out for them. So,
and he
like,
was in
I can
soundtrack
see
number
that,
one.
right?
It was short.
That's true. Yeah, that was a pretty
True.
short one. That was only like 4 episodes.
So.
And then you can still put in the stuff, and then we can still put in the stuff about his kid's family trying to like steal custody back from him, and then using his disability as a reason why they would be better. And then the piece would be like, this is bullshit, and we need to stop doing this because this is nonsense.
And same thing with like single parents are still like they're good functioning parents. Disabled parents are good functioning parents. Don't be saying that stuff.
Okay, this is dark. But we could tie in with the revenge. The tie-in be like, your mindset is that like disabled people are not worthy, but like you don't understand that it could take a second of a mishap for you to also become disabled. It's not just like people who were born disabled are the only people. So like we could tie that into the revenge because something happens to those people that like cause them to be disabled as in some way and be like, here, see, at like in a second your life could change.
Okay, what if we go like really,
what if that's
really
the supernatural aspect, like that he gets the revenge by like he has the ability to make people experience that, you know what I mean? Like
so it's like a mental revenge. It's not like a physical revenge.
And they like, these people have that. Oh, okay, in that situation, it could have been me, and this could have happened, and I could have gone through that or something. I'm just trying to figure out how we figure out this.
Okay, like, I'm still not on the supernatural thing yet. Still working that out. Yeah. But what if we added a double layer of disability? And the reason that they made Susie's character give up the kid to begin with was because she was deaf or something, deaf or blind. And her parents were like, you can't raise a kid. And so made her abandon the kid. And then he becomes disabled, and that's when the family's like, well, he can't take care of the kid either. But it could be something
like her, like maybe make her disability something a little bit more invisible to highlight that. So like
a chronic illness.
Yeah, chronic illness or something. So like on the outside, she looks fine, and like
that's a good idea.
Susie, so she's gonna be perceived as like being on the top. She's rich, wealthy, like gorgeous, has everything, but she also has this like illness or whatever that is like, and then the family knows about it, so they're like,
hiding
you can't have that.
Maybe
like what if maybe the illness will actually like present itself more because of the stress of like just having to take care of like a kid running around,
which opens you up for the mother's the rich mother's redemption arc. Is that like she just was thinking about her daughter because this would have been too hard for her, and
like what if Susie's parents are kind of awful about like hiding the but the brother is pretty supportive, like has always been more understanding and trying to be helpful about that thing. I think that'd be nice.
That would actually be nice. You know what?
Yeah.
He's not a villain this time. All right? We're just
no. Just because he's nice and understanding to his sister,
that
doesn't mean that he's like always kind.
We need him to be the villain because we still need the enemy's lover. Like
that's true. That's true. He still kind of needs to be a piece of shit because we can't we can't do the thing where it's like he was just a perfectly nice. Like we can't do like. Like the movie I think of is Liar Liar. Do you remember this? Where it's like, what was wrong with with like the mom's boyfriend? He was just a nice kind of cringe dude. And then they were just like, nah, this Jim Carrey's character is way better. No, it's the dude from the Princess Diaries was perfectly nice. He was just cringe. Like he needs to be bad, but loves his sister, but is still.
Well, I always like that. Because it's never as simple as someone's good or bad. Like
that's true.
That's true. Yeah, having kind of that morally gray.
And you can see where, like, if he's pretentious or kind of horrific, like his parents, and he's wealthy, like, where it comes from, wealthy people.
Yeah. Oh wait, the rich people are the villains yet again. It wouldn't be a K-drama.
And also, like, rich people aren't like immortal. Like they still can, experience these things. So like it can happen to anyone. I think
Yeah.
it gives a good kind of solid through line of that. Like, this is not just
The reality is
random.
most people will become disabled at some point in their life.
Absolutely.
Like even just as a side effect of aging much older. Disability is actually a constant for pretty much everybody if you're able to live that long. So that can be something that is sometimes brought as far as you can have an accident, but you can have an illness suddenly. You can need a surgery suddenly or whatever. Like these things, and a lot of them are invisible. So it'd be great to see, the highlighting of like Susie's character's invisible illness and things like that. Like
where
someone could be
she could have
handicapped without.
Yeah.
Like she could have like severe chronic pain or something that like, no autoimmune something or other that
or like fibromyalgia. There's so much that you can't see. Or some things that are maybe not degenerative straight out of the gate, but like as life continues, it can become worse and worse.
And you like because she's part of the wealthy family, you can like also highlight like she's able to get a lot of the things that she needs to access all of her stuff and like be like live her life a little bit better because she can just afford all this stuff because even in like Korea, it's going to be expensive to have these disabilities, and then it can be highlighted to then like the people who aren't wealthy and how like much harder it is just to do day-to-day things. And it could be really great to like highlight stuff that like it's just like a really small thing, but like just because you don't have the money, then that means like someone could just like be better because they don't have to like go out to work every day, and that's like a simple thing. It's not even like the actual
the money
physical
and power, because like there's the money aspect, and then there's simply like, okay, if your parents run whatever everyone's going to do what you ask. Like they will make accessible choices for you because the parents demand it. But anyone else that doesn't have that type of power doesn't have that type of negotiation.
Well, if you work for your parents' company, your parents can make those choices about the office and the building and the stuff to accommodate, and they can do it. Like in the case of Susie's character, even if it's not publicly known that she has those issues, they can do those things and seem really magnanimous as, look at how forward thinking we are as a company.
Yeah, but it's just all personal.
It's just,
for family.
Yeah.
But they don't do it in other locations. Why not?
Because they suck as people. That's why they're bad.
He's not going there, so we just
it doesn't matter. No other people would ever need this type of thing.
So to answer Aleen's question here, I don't think schizophrenia is too heavy, but I feel like it can be done so poorly, so easily by like bad acting choices and directing choices that it just really.
I also don't think you can do it in this short of a series.
Yeah, not in a web drama.
Like, there's just too much involved. I think it like would have to be like that's.
You would need kind of a separate mental illness emphasis with something else, probably.
Season 2 could be about mental illnesses, and we're dealing with physical disabilities in season 1. Like, well,
I like what we're doing. Okay, so I like what's happening here. This is so good.
This is like so completely different than any of our other dramas.
Yeah,
which is actually like really nice.
That web drama thing just really.
It's really I really enjoyed, there was a mention before, like the combination of Taxi Driver, but also making it like the fantasy element being that it's just like an Inception style thing, where it's like they're making them experience the revenge in their mind to try to like humanize. I like that. That was clever. That was like a time drama.
Yeah.
No,
I do like that.
I like it, but I think the one pitfall of that would be almost you don't want to ultimately treat someone even considering having a disability as a punishment.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So to not quite be as far as like maybe he can't push thoughts into people, but he can read people's minds to the point where he can tell if he can tell someone has horrific ableist thoughts about folks, and knows that they have a bad track record of being horrific about things. And so then they put things in place to maybe somehow change their mind by showing them something or whatever, and then he can tell that their mind, like he can, so then you get pretty much the narrative voiceover of this is the person's thoughts. They change to actually see the humanity in disabled people and maybe like kind of understanding a bit more.
Sure.
I mean, I like, as far as narratively, I do enjoy the whole concept of make them experience disability, but I would be concerned with where that could go in some.
Well, I was thinking less like make them experience disability and more like maybe make them experience what they had been doing from the other person's perspective.
Like they get put into their body.
So it's like they're experiencing their own actions towards other people.
That is, I'm more okay with that.
So that the punishment is them realizing that they're pieces of shit for no reason, other than the punishment being you're now disabled.
Yeah, like,
and it's now like you have to experience yourself. And then when people experience how they treat other people, oh my god, it's been so bright. They realize, how, and that's sort of like, that's almost better than revenge, because like revenge just like whatever, you get revenge, but the person doesn't learn, but that's still revenge. But he still needs.
There can still be revenge financially or all types of stuff.
The revenge could be that it's like exposed to what they've been doing. Like people start to see that
puts them on blast.
Like do stuff on like this hospital and nothing else, and they don't like it from like their mission statement in this one little thing outward, and so then it becomes like a media circus, and then they're like, there's the downfall of this great wealthy family empire, and that's the revenge. Aspect.
Yeah. And so if like throughout it he's doing these small things for people that he knows from his like disabled parents support group that he's in, where he's going to people who have been tormenting them with his powers and making them see how they treat other people. And then it could end, because like if we're going with the brother played by Lee Jong-suk as the main antagonist, then that means that he can then experience like how dismissive he has been of everyone except his sister, but then that is paired with the downfall of like everything that the family does being exposed. And so it's like revenge, but also
there could even be an aspect of it where how he treats his sister, like he thinks he's being, like sometimes people think that they're being supportive, but they're not being supportive. Like, and that if he experiences how he treats her and sees like, oh, like some of what I was doing was, like I was treating her like she's
a child,
sister, but she's a baby, and she's not a baby. She's, so like it's not saying okay, he's a terrible brother, but helping people recognize that sometimes even the things you do that you think are good are not good. Like,
they're just a little paternalistic,
Yeah.
Sarah made a good point. We definitely need to like focus on you and Oz character. We focus on everyone but her, really.
Yeah. So what if you and I, instead of being a pediatrician, what if she was like a physical therapist or something in the hospital? Because then that would put her more in like contact. Or she could be just like, if she was, depending on what Susie's character's situation is, she could be like her personal. Like the family makes her be her like personal physician with like a billion NDAs to like hide.
It could also be like why she gets close to the brother, or like the main point.
Yeah, and then but she still works at the hospital, which is how she meets.
See her being the person who's the most of the catalyst of like uncovering like whatever leads to the downfall of the hospital. So she's the one who like really goes out of her way to find these financial things about like maybe they're like everything that they're doing is a tax write-off. It helps out their daughter,
the slush
but like
fund and whatever,
like the government is paying for it or something like that. So she's like kind of on that end of the scale.
So I think as far as like her job on paper and probably the job that she mostly gets paid for would be like personal physical therapist or whatever, whatever needs to be happening on that side. Just NDAs just with pretty much the main owner family or whatever. But as far as what she spends her time doing on her off time, she does like physical therapy and things like at the community centers, or she is even a part, like she knows of and interacts with people in the disabled parent support group stuff. Like she's in that side too. So she becomes very aware of like poor person struggles.
Yeah.
And of course she's also not going to be wealthy herself. Like she's going to be more in between at least.
Okay, maybe like Susie's character has like a chronic disease that will eventually cause her to need perhaps to mobility aids and stuff. So this is her personal doctor, but her other job is that she actually goes around and for the outreach for the company is like their outreach arm is like trying to like provide like accessibility, like upgrade buildings and stuff for accessibility. And so that's why she's a doctor, but who also communicates with these disability advocates and stuff to like and that's how she interacts with these people. Like,
well, she could also just be like, so she like does the stuff with Susie's character, but then she is supposed to be the person who does like lower income like work, and it's a like program from the hospital that ties into their facade, right? But she doesn't know about it. She was just
like she actually likes
believes in it.
Yeah,
believes in it. She studied for it. She made a career out of it, and so she's doing that. So then we can also like she can be the main person to start to interact with people more, and so you see a lot more in her work and the types of people that she's doing. But like because things happen when she meets Young Shik's like character, she starts to like think about what's going on within the company and starts to realize they are like not doing this for the right reasons. When like she thinks that she is doing it for the right reasons, and she is, but like she just doesn't know that she's part of the problem because
and then that's when she starts maybe finding out the information, leaking it, like being the helpful in between person.
And that's probably where the enemies to lovers aspect comes into, where like
because he might mistrust her
the
completely.
Enemy. Yeah, but she's not actually the enemy, and then you get that flip without having to do something dumb.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
More things, right? No.
Enemies to lovers fate. We haven't done any of the little tropey things.
Yeah, we haven't done the tropes yet.
Okay, like maybe we'll think about the cohabitation while we do this trope thing.
Yeah, let's roll some stuff as we ponder the cohabitation aspect.
Okay, let's to our sorry, one second. Boop, 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 boop. Clicking things. All right. That could actually because some things like could be genetic. Okay, so we gotta go settings, genre, main actor, tropes, cliches. All right, let's roll 3 times, baby. We gotta figure out how to work these following 3 things.
Come on, things make it.
All right, we got number 3, number 1, and number 6. Let's see what we're doing today.
3 and 6.
A pancake
wrist grab.
Easy. A wrist grab.
Okay.
And drunk shenanigans. Okay.
So the wrist grab definitely can be from the brother to
absolutely.
Character. Easy done. Pancake kiss. Easy. Whatever.
It's a web series.
Yeah, they don't get to be scandalous.
Maybe the drunk shenanigans is the when he starts to they're still enemies at that point, but she gets drunk, so then he has to do the all the things that happen in a K-drama with the drunk female lead. But that's when he starts to realize that she is there because she wants to help people, and it's actually a passion of hers.
There could be a really cute scene where she's super drunk and he has to wheel her home, because drape her over the wheelchair and wheel her home, and then have show the actual struggles of trying not to get just yourself, but a drunk person home as well with poor disability accommodations.
You can also roll the pancake kiss into the drunk shenanigans. Let's say that they're allowed to have pretty decent, kisses whenever. But if both consenting, obviously wanting a kiss at whatever point they're both drunk, and so it's just a really crappy kiss. It's just awkward, and then it's
and then you have the next morning where they wake up and they're both ooh.
Yeah, they both remember how bad that kiss was.
Oh God, no.
They're both absolutely embarrassed by the pancake kiss. That'd be really
That's
funny.
actually a really funny way to like deal with a pancake kiss because usually they're just like, oh yes, this was romantic, but then all of us watching are like,
not.
That was fucking lame.
What if cohabitation? What if there is maintenance being done on the elevator at his building, and he's and what does he do? And she's like, you know what? I have a spare bedroom. Like you guys can.
That's
you guys
smart.
can be here. You know, it's after the drunken confession day or whatever that like is
do
terrible.
They do
and
that
she
thing?
feels sort of like I have to help you out here.
And
where they
maybe
have the
be
apartments, the work apartments, kind of like, you know, in Where Stars Land, you see that they have the work apartments for the airport staff. Do they have that for hospitals in?
I'm sure some places do.
Probably.
Because like, what if she already lives in that like space, and then he like, and like, well, here we can just come. It will be accessible always because it's part of the like hospital, and she would be there. So she's like, just like, stay in my place after.
Sarah, listen, Sarah's really putting some absolute bangers in chat today. So I really like, so you had one before that. Where it says,
I do like the cohabitation. I wanted to at least say that out loud. I didn't say much, but like, I think that all sounds reasonable because we were struggling with figuring out the cohabitation.
I really like her one that says, what if the kid has the same disease as the mother? Okay. But what if Yuna discovers it, but the kid asks her not to tell his dad because his dad is already struggling because he also is disabled and he doesn't want his dad to like, so there's like that element.
And there's also like, you can add in the element, like he knows that it's going to like start to like cause more medical cost because of it or something.
Because then that leads into like a much better like arc involving the kid and then tying everything together, and then sort of like then we could also do it that the family like is trying to get the kid back, but then finds out that the kid's also sick, and then is like, well, we don't want him, and like the brother is like, yeah, we shouldn't, you know, which then leads to them being like, why are you having such different treatment of this kid now?
And that could also be the turn for Tsuchi's character as well. She starts to really like be like, wait a minute, we're really
like you were gonna help me get my kid back, but now you're not because he's disabled. What?
Yeah, no. just like me, like because he has the same thing I have.
Yeah, you're showing me that you don't actually care about me, like through what your like reaction is to this child.
We're going real. This is the deepest web drama.
The kid that we haven't cast yet.
Yes.
Someone that mentioned Last Empress, so I looked up at least one of the kids in Last Empress. I don't know if it's this specific. This kid is now 13.
Oh,
13 is not a terrible age.
Han Kyul. OHHANKYUL. He was also in Adamas, Pung the Josian Psychiatrist, Luca, Awaken, Crash Landing on You.
Yeah. He's prolific.
Are You Human Too? He was the kid robot.
Oh, he was good in that.
He was a good actor. Yeah.
I'm like, I think that age category, that age range is fine.
Is good. Like that's good.
I like it. I approve. Let me quickly add him to our menagerie.
I like what we've been doing. I like Noona romances that they never actually like talk about the Noona romance aspect of it. It just is.
Yeah, it just is. Like
I just like that what we did. Okay.
Also, like you could always have like one super like not even side character, like one cameo to like barely in it, just a character in passing saying something about age. No one even blinks. It's like, nope, they're not even going to talk about it. Like, it doesn't matter.
That's not the issue we're discussing here.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I did a very quick addition. Here we go.
Is you?
And you know what? I could see him as their kid.
Yeah.
Like Park Young-sik and Susie. Like,
Also looking at the like, she does look like Jung-suk. Like they look like they could be brother and sister. Like,
yeah.
This actually works out really.
This is like a really
well.
good. They're really good. You know what, Dice? You've done it again, Dice. You've done it again.
So were these all the roles that we needed to do? Did we need to do any more roles?
You know what? I feel like, but I don't think we need to do any more roles. But by ROLLS roles. But I think we
need to do a wrist grab still. That's the one thing we didn't. I know we said it's easy.
Yeah, I thought we were going to say that the evil brother
did it to her
to try to stop her from leaving after she's like, so
yeah,
it's not even like a pseudo romantic wrist grab. It's just like what wrist grabs actually are, like invasive and unwanted. Yeah. We're changing the genre. We're revolutionizing everything.
One really good one of the little episodes, however long these little episodes will be, one of them can also be about pretty much don't freaking touch somebody's wheelchair and the whole consent issues with that, and you might think they need help pushing, do not and kind of learning about
unless they ask you for help. Don't do it. Which I think could really come up with his character quite often. I just
want to place this out there per chat. We have to find the IU cameo in this.
Obviously.
So we need to figure out, solidify that in.
She could be like a med school friend or something that she comes and she's like, yo, you could, in the final episodes or something, like, why don't you come work in my hospital, or,
Or, he could just be, doing, some evil plotting at a fancy bar, and she could be the bartender who just, hands him a drink. Make it real wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what else? We need to fill out a little bit of a cast here, because we need to find some people to play people in this disability support group. We need some disability support group friends. So I feel like for a PSA for this, they would actually just go find disability advocates to be the people in this support group rather than casting
there
people.
Has to be actual disabled actors in Korea, just like there is here, who don't get to play.
I could see them doing it kind of like Taxi Driver, where they're talking about the real people, or I can't. Well, there's another show where they actually got comfort women to talk and speak about their things, have it kind of more a documentary style aspect.
Yes, or in the end credits, they would, the person inspired guy would talk about
the top people in Korea that are doing this work and who are on the committees and who are going out to the government and petitioning these rights for disabled people, or being the voice of those people. I think that would be a really nice thing to tie in.
You know who I think should get a cameo in this, and purely because she did one of the funniest responses to criticism that I've ever seen. I think BB should get a cameo in this, because she posted support for the disability protesters who were stopping the subway, and then people were criticizing her. They're like, oh, but they're making commutes so bad, and she basically just flipped them off and donated more money to the disability advocates. So I feel like she would be a fun one to have a cameo.
And I think that Hatfelt.
Yeah.
They could just have be street buskers, just a little cameo, just doing something fun, just something like that. Yeah, BB's awesome. So, but we still need some people to play some villains, because we need the people that he's.
We need the parents. Yeah,
the parents.
The
big
thing.
Look, we're not going to cast any trash people. We're not going to.
We could just go with two of our faves for the parents. Oh my god, my brain is not working.
You really built it up, and
I did.
I've got a headache, and it's just weird. Kind of weird.
I'm sorry.
So I'm just sort of
I have a potential for the dad, if we want.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of, Natalia. Ho Jun Ho from Come and Hug Me. He's the serial killer dad, but he's so good at those really terrible people characters. He's also in Missing. Why Her? He's in everything.
Well, I was thinking for the mom, we go with Kim Hae-suk because we just love her.
Oh yeah. Might as well. Oh,
Obvious.
Sulki's not.
Oh, yeah, we haven't cast Seol-gi yet. Don't worry, we will.
Okay.
We will. There's always a role.
And
for
then
Seol-gi.
we need more idols too. A couple idols.
Yeah.
We do.
But I was thinking for the parents to really like do some fun evil parents, we do Kim Hae-suk and Kim Won-hae as our we always put them in and just playing some evil rich parents. I feel like they would have a blast playing evil ableist rich parents. And also I just love them, so.
I'm trying to imagine Kim Won-hae playing a very wealthy character. I'm not sure I've ever. That'd be interesting.
Like
Do it.
I like.
Yeah, I'm not saying he
could do
couldn't
it, but maybe more of like a Mokjong, which I don't know if I feel like I want this to go Mokjong because that seems a little bit more like then we're starting to like make fun of everything that we're working on.
Yeah, I want it to be like, except for the whole he makes people experience how they treat others fantasy aspect, it should be pretty realistic. It could be the dude who reminds me of my dad. But he might ham it up a bit much.
So, Jesse, the fellow that you were talking about, how did you spell it? How is his name spelled?
It's, I don't remember off the top of my head. H-E-O.
H-E-O. Okay.
G-O-O-N-H-O.
Yeah.
So not.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's like missing.
I didn't spell it right.
Yeah.
Like he's got that like
evil rich dad vibe to him.
There's another person I'm trying to think of, and I can't even describe. It's like you just have them in your brain, and you're like, no. You're like, oh.
You're like, I would
the grandpa in oh my god, why am I like blanking on the name that we're literally now just watching with the Ijun Mokjong we're watching.
Yeah. I'll look that up.
What is that? The drama.
Escape of the Seven.
Escape of the Seven. Oh my gosh. It's airing and I still forgot it. Oh my terrible.
Listen,
I always think just seven, like the one thing I can always 7. That's all I get. So Lee Duk-hyuk Hwa. Lee Duk-hwa?
Yeah, the guy who reminds me of my dad.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That's it. That's the guy who reminds me of my dad.
Well, he could. Yeah, he can be that too.
Yeah.
There's always like secretaries and a leader of the board of directors. You know, like there's it's not just the one owner. You always have to have some other.
We obviously gonna have like corrupt officials and helping.
There's always room
like he
for some
could be
officials.
like city council lead or whatever. And so as far as all of the building regulations for having accessible things, like putting that under the rug whenever, whatever.
And with like one of like the secretary could, because it's usually like a younger role, we could give that to an idol. Because they'll be in it a good amount, but like it could be like a newer actor idol as well.
It's always so good. We always have too much fun at these.
Like this is if they end up doing anything remotely similar to this, we deserve some of that government funding.
Yeah.
Or
be like they were watching.
Trademark, TM.
Copyright. All the things that won't mean anything.
We get a new Patreon subscriber, and it's just like Korean government.
That would actually be really funny. Wait a second.
We have a idol contribution, Hyunsuk from 6. I'm not like super familiar with them in terms of like being able to like to see their face in my brain.
Yeah, Yoon Hyun Suk if you're trying to find him on MTL. Hyun HYUNSUK.
Let's do that thing where we look at how young they are. 22.
I was like looking for someone to play the evil mom, and I'm looking at these people, and I'm like, no. I found somebody. I'm like, yeah, I've seen her play. And I'm like, she is 40 years old. She is not playing Susie's evil mother. I'm sorry. No.
She could be the stepmother, technically.
40-year-old woman.
True. Man, if it was a longer drama, the things that we could create, like a coffee shop where they all hang out, like
we gotta keep it toy.
Like a bar,
we gotta keep it toy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, like essentially, like have a place of community for all the normal folks, all the not rich folks.
Did we have anything else that we need to do, like another slide or anything that we're missing, or we're good?
I think we're good. Because here's the thing: there is another slide that's like the plot twist, but we don't have enough time.
I don't think for a web drama.
Plot twist.
And also, it's kind of a serious drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be putting a weird twist into things. You know what I mean?
I just need a drama with those three, though, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, you know what I need with these three? I'm sorry. Keep this in our mind for potential other plots in other dramas. A love triangle with these three would be the wildest drama ever made. Okay, moving on. Just... But yeah, the guy in the middle, like him in if anyone wants to know what it was like growing up with my dad, imagine his character in Suspicious Partners. That was my dad. Just that idiot of a man, my dad. But yeah. Oh man. This, you know what? This is the best.
Did we settle on the idol? Are we going with this? I think
idol
that's
that
was suggested. Okay. Yeah. So are we saying he's a what type of role are we going to put him?
The secretary of the hospital. So he's the one that like is going to be around, like the dad or the brother.
Or the brother. He could be like the brother second in command, so that it's like, you know.
Yep.
No, he's getting all the like the information. He could be corrupt too, like. For accepting donations for
yeah,
it's funny because
I have one in, the worst part is I have one in my like Amazon like cart and just I haven't bought it yet. This is
just click send.
I know, but I also need like a curtain bar. Oh, look, I'm being pulled out into aliens are taking me. I'm just gonna leave it close. Just don't worry about it. It's just so angelic over here. What can I say? Yeah, this is a solid PSA web drama.
It really is.
So, does chat have anything else they're wanting to?
Yeah, this is your last
know
call
or
for
add or anything.
Plot points or.
And I do wish that we could fill out like all of. I mean, we could sit here and we could try to fill out, but I really think like the disabled parents group. I think it would be best like if you could get actual like disability advocates and stuff. Like that would be.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. And then each episode could end with like the person. So like, you know, if it's doing like a period, like a story thing where, you know, something happens to this person and then he goes and makes the person who did it to them experience it from the other thing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah. They keeping us.
Oh, Silky.
Keeping us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, you and I need a best friend. Who walks in on the cohabitation and is like
scandalized,
like, coming into like
scandalized.
Chat, like she's like, let me tell you about my like really terrible.
What I think would actually be really funny is if both of them were just like, because it was like the aftermath of them being drunk, right? And so they're both just like passed out on the floor in like a somewhat, you know how you like pass out in like suspiciously romantic,
true,
you know, and then she like walk in and be like, oh my god, I just had the shittiest day, and then like walks in and is like, huh? But then like the kid, like she could also work at the hospital, so they could be like work besties. And if this is like hospital housing, like that means that like, you know, she's like her next door neighbor, right? So she comes in and the kid is there like making them breakfast, right? Because the kid's like all for this shit, right? The kids always are. And then Solgi walks in like, oh, bitch, you would not believe what happened to
But she doesn't, here's the thing, like, she doesn't wake them. Then she like becomes besties with the kid.
With the kid, yeah.
They're like eating breakfast together.
Yeah, her and the kid. Yes, her and the kid should be plotting. Like, should just be sitting at the counter, being like, I can't wait to plan their wedding. Yeah, I can't wait to plan the wedding.
And this is like before the like couple is really a couple. Like they're maybe just starting to not be enemies. Like maybe they're starting to like not hate each other. Type thing.
I love it. I love it.
Do we have a title?
Urgent care.
Is urgent care good?
Because I mean, we need you to urgently care about other people.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I like it.
Don't worry, I like
it.
Something about care would be
something about care.
Something about caring. I don't know.
It's gonna have to be so many episodes.
It really
I think it would at least be like, but they wouldn't be long episodes. They would be like,
they'd be like 15-minute episodes.
Like 15 to like
episodes.
20 to, like 30 at the most. And then it would just be like, it starts out with like, you know, chatting, and then it'll be like 10 minutes on the storyline involving the person in his support group, and then like the other half of the episode is the overarching story, like with this hospital business. I like it. Well, I've added one last situation.
Between all the governmental department sponsorships, and then some like hospital product placement, disability aid product placement.
The episodes are only actually 10 minutes long, but it's 20 minutes with all the credits that have to roll at the end of every single episode.
Yeah.
Or make it 25 minutes, so it's 10 minutes for like the story.
We get a lot of time because it's not a BL. If it's a BL, it has to be tiny.
Yeah. So it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes for like the story of the week, 10 minutes for the overarching story, and then 5 minutes for like the person to have like
this is what we do.
This is
a show that we can never watch.
This is how we roll, man. This is how we roll.
Should that be the title?
This is how we roll. That's actually a pretty great title.
I know.
This is how we roll.
Urgent care better. I think it gets into
urgent care is funnier. There, see, so Solgi's here. Don't worry, everyone made it.
This is how our we roll could be our like title of all the roll for drama.
The roll for drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like urgent care. It's kind of like fun. It's kind of a fun little
you guys, it's so good.
The
two
so
good
that are gonna become like the little shipper corner best friends. I think there's just gonna be a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is too much. We do this to ourselves every time we do this.
And then Natalia is gonna make us at least one poster.
At least one poster, probably more than one. Like
maybe a character chart. Who knows?
Who knows? That will definitely be a character chart. I'll flesh it out a bit. You know. Yeah, it's the greatest web drama that never existed.
I think we should do like a full recap of like the entire story arc, just to kind of.
All right, for people who zoom to the end to find out everything. Okay, who wants to do it?
Oh god,
you can. All right, I'll do it. I'm usually the one who does these ridiculous.
Yeah, you usually remember the details pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Our main character is Park Hyun-sik, who was in a tragic accident as a single father, which left him wheelchair bound for the entirety of the show. He doesn't magically lose his disability. And he has a son with his high school girlfriend who was forced by her family to abandon the son with him and take off right after he was born to save face because rich families don't have teen moms. But secretly, this rich family has been hiding the fact that this particular woman has a debilitating genetic disease that will eventually leave her also permanently disabled. And she is in chronic pain, which her brother, who was a doctor at the family hospital, helps hide. Also working at the family hospital is Noonas' character, who is also a very kind disability advocate who works with disability groups to try to bring accessibility and knowledge to the community as a whole, but is constantly coming up against, rude people's biases against the disabled community. Meanwhile, country boy Park Hyun-sik moves to the city because it's much harder to have a disability and live in the country because there's even less accessibility options in the country than there are in the city. With his now teenage son, who's going to a new school and has joined a disability support group, where he then discovers that he has a bit of a magical power in which he can make people relive other people's, like how other people have interacted with them and feel how they have made other people feel, and then uses this to get sort of a pseudo revenge on people who have been cruel to his friends in the disability support group. Meanwhile, his son starts to realize that he is getting sick, which is where he meets Noonas' character, because he goes to the hospital and finds out that he too has the same disease as his mother, whom he has never met, but doesn't want her to tell the father, whom she has now met through this disability outreach things that she's doing, because he doesn't want to worry his dad and also cost more money because his dad's disability is already very expensive. I don't know what his dad does for work. He's probably a writer or something. Let's be real. Some like a journalist or
it's a webtoon. We say it once and then we move on.
It doesn't really matter. So Yuna
web drama. Sorry.
Yeah, so Yuna lives in the hospital housing where she works as a doctor for the hospital, but is also the personal doctor for Susie's character because Susie has the secret disease that her family doesn't want anyone to know about. She is best friends with Kim Sol-gi, who is just her delightful, like, I don't know, she's a physiotherapist or something, and they're just like buddies. And then who's her next door neighbor? Meanwhile, she then finds out that the elevator at Park Hyun-sik's building has broken, so he can no longer access his apartment, and then out of pity invites him to come stay at her house, and romance begins to blossom through drunken shenanigans and drunken smooches and all that classic pratfall nonsense, made much more creative by the fact that he is wheelchair bound for the entirety of his adult part of this show. But this is much to the chagrin of Lee Jong-suk's character, who has been trying to romance Yuna for quite a while also hiding his families. So his families, one of these is dad. We haven't really decided. We'll figure that out later. His dad and what's his dad? What's his uncle?
And his uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dad, uncle, and mom, like financial malfeasance, and has been helping hiding that through creative accounting, while also being the public face of how socially responsible their medical company is, which Yuna then realizes is all a facade and helps Park Hyun-sik to expose, and then they fall in love, and the kid and Kim Sol-gi are total shippers and love them, and then it all ends with a big PSA of the government being like, hey, y'all, stop being dicks to disabled people. The end.
Oh, and we also have cameos and, like, you know, of
actual disability advocates
yeah,
who come in
Korea
to tell their stories at the end. Yes. So it's a PSA webtoon.
Yeah, at the end of every single episode, they have, like, actual little kind of documentary sit-downs.
Yeah. That relates to the story of the week that is a fictionalized version of their actual story.
Yay!
Guys, I feel like we would be a really good writing team. I don't know.
You know, all the other ones we've come up with so far, I like needed, but this is like society needs it.
Yeah.
So it makes it harder to not have.
And of course, it has such a good cast because they were all very passionate about disability advocacy, and that's why they agreed to be in this government-sponsored PSA webtoon.
Landed on them. No.
No,
It was
no.
purely because of that, yeah.
All right, so as our final thing before we go, we now have to go back to here.
Yes.
Okay. And we have to find new people. So for our two main leads, the secondary leads get to stay. The main leads gotta go. So we need to replace Yuna. Who are we replacing Yuna with? We would like some suggestions.
I need a list of all the ones we've already had before.
Yeah,
too.
that's...
Like, maybe we should work on that for next time.
I can, Right now, I can be the one staring at our Discord.
Well, we haven't actually. Okay, so we haven't actually had any main actresses, except that we've taken a few out. But it's just because we usually get. Well, we had a GL at one point and a BL.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Solgi always stays.
Yeah, Solgi until she. The secondary characters. Yeah, the secondary characters always stay. It's just the mains that get.
But like,
and the secondary
she would
characters
also
can come back.
like if she became the main, she would still
be
stay
there.
for the room.
Yeah,
other stuff because she's our mascot. If you didn't know.
Yeah, she's our gal. So any chat suggestions, and I don't think we've.
So as far as Song Hye Kyo and Han Hyo Ju, they were the main ones in Investigation Unknown.
Yep.
Let's see.
And then
Lee Bo Young,
Jung So Min, and Isom, kind of the other ones.
All right, Lee Bo Young we haven't had. I like that suggestion.
Oh, yeah. And then we also have Kim Tae-ri.
Oh, Kim Tae-ri.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So do we want Kim Bo Young this week or Kim Tae-ri this week? Lee Bo Young or Kim Tae-ri? Let's roll a dice, baby.
There you go.
Minute before.
All right, so we're gonna roll a d6. Evens is Lee Bo Young, and odds is Kim Tae-ri. It's a 4. Lee Bo Young it is. All right, the dice have decided. Great. Next, we have to replace Park Young-sik. Thank you for your
service.
Thank you for your service, sir. Who is it gonna be? Who do we want to add to this list? This rogues gallery.
Like looking at it, like who do we have and who do we have?
You know who's not on here? Who really should be? Zoe Sung.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, easy
Cool.
peasy. No need to really discuss this. We're just gonna move on. All right. That was lovely. All right. You know what?
I like them.
This was fantastic. Every month we come back here, and every month we do this and have a good time, and then end feeling a little empty and sad. But you know, that's just how we do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Be sure to be a part of our Discord because that is where we post the posters that Natalia comes up with.
That come up with sometime in the next week. Oh, the popo's coming. Run from the fuzz. So anyway, thank you everyone for coming. We'll be back next month with another roll for drama. Yeah, I know, Sarah. Yeah.
Sigh.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe next month I'll have gotten a curtain.
Ooh. That'd be exciting.
Anyway, so thank you for coming. We will see you next month. And as always, we have new episodes that come out every Monday that you should check out. So thank you for coming, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Surf at Noonas.com. Bye.